I always tear up just a little bit when I actually realize how much money I spend on shoes. So today I'm headed over to the Art and Soul Academy. They run a bunch of shoemaking workshops, so I'm going to be making my very own pair of flats. So I know here at the Art and Soul Academy you guys run different workshops for shoemaking. So what does a typical workshop look like?
An exciting thing is if you've ever dreamed about a certain style, you can actually come in with that idea and then you walk out with a pair of shoes. So we always recommend for those new to the studio, come do our Shoemaking 101. That gives you a 2-hour overview of what's involved in the process to see if shoemaking is something you want to try.
What kind of shoes can people make when they come here? Like, do you have a set number of different varieties that you do?
You have the selection of sandals, espadrilles, clogs, or moccasins.
Oh, nice.
So those you can achieve within 2 days.
It's like the full spread.
Full spread. Then we have our intermediate workshops, which are classic flats, Oxford derby, desert boot, and then for intensive, so anything more advanced, such as boot making or sneaker making, that's where we suggest the 5-day or 10-day intensives or just private sessions.
So in general though, how long does it take to make a shoe from beginning to end?
On average, I would say about 25 hours from
Okay.
start to finish. Not too bad.
We have a beautiful display here. Is it safe to say that you'll teach me how to make a shoe today?
I definitely will.
From beginning to end?
Beginning to end, you're gonna test it all.
Yes, guys, I'm gonna walk away with a new pair of shoes. It's gonna be good. Okay, so I don't exactly know what I'm looking at. So can you explain the shoemaking process to me from like beginning to end?
Absolutely. So as the famous saying goes, the last comes first. And so essentially this is our building block for your shoe. It's kind of the equivalent to a dress form in the apparel world. So it'll determine your size, of course. So we tape layer by layer and overlap those strips so we can design our pattern on top and then peel this off, place it down on a flat pattern to be able to cut out our leather. We then top stitch all the way around and attach everything together. So this still doesn't really look like a shoe.
I mean, it's getting there.
It's getting closer.
You can tell what it is.
Getting closer. So basically you do all of your sewing to then be able to put the upper on the last. So you're gonna see that extra that I've left, we use it to nail into so we can anchor our pattern back in the same position that we had designed initially.
Yeah.
So it's sitting where you'd planned to make sure it fits. What we do underneath is we position the components that we've cut out of this guy, the foam. So a lot of people don't know what's inside their shoes. So if you feel that, pretty cushiony.
Yeah.
And what we do is we position this in the sacks as the baseboard so that later this will all get stretched over, this all closed up, so that the shoe eventually takes shape.
This is what I've accomplished during my crash course here. So I did my design, I did my cutting, my sewing, my lasting. So this is pretty far along in terms of the entire process. So imagine how much you could do in one entire workshop. So I feel really accomplished. I did need a lot of help along the way, but what I'm realizing now is this is only 1/2 of the pair. So yeah, I'll be back next week to do the second half. Maybe without help this time. I want to see how good I can be.